Welcome, everyone, to the NBA on 2K Sports. Alongside Chris Webber and Greg Anthony, I'm Kevin Harlan, the fourth member of our crew. From the sideline, Hall of Famer David Aldridge. So for the Celtics, their last game, a loss to the Golden State Warriors. And they were still in that one right up to the end, guys, but lost by a couple of buckets.
You know, a poor shooting night. I just got the sense they didn't work hard enough to get good looks.
Or selfishness. I mean, this is what happens when you don't make the extra pass. Your field goal percentage can go south.
And with pregame.
Well, guys, Kyrie Irving is excited to leave Cleveland for a bigger role in Boston. He said, challenges are what makes us most human. Conquering fear of failure, showing people you're the best, and that you've prepared for this moment. Those are the things that interest me. Kevin?
Yeah, he's wired differently, D.A. Thank you. You know, right around, Chris, this time of year, often top contenders begin to separate themselves from the rest of the teams.
Yeah, now is when guys start feeling comfortable. They're getting into their groove, Kevin. This is when they're getting their mojo back, and they're in their roles, and they got their time. And now you just have to let the ability show through. And how do you do that? By realizing that your muscle memory, realizing that you practice, realizing that you put in the hours, trusting that, and now going out and just being yourself and embracing the moment.
So let's take a look at the Boston Celtics starting lineup. Down low, it's Morris and Horford. Irving is out there with Smart, and it's Tatum in at the 3 slot. Now here's Westbrook against New Orleans, who is really on his game. And stolen by Irving. Oh, and here we go. Irving's got it, the fast break chance. No good there. Some solid defense from Grant. Right wing. Knocks it loose. Irving with the ball. 32 points for him last game against Golden State.
And while he was doing that, I mean, dropping buckets. He was keeping everybody else involved, too. I mean, he had a tremendous night facilitating.
Yeah, good awareness there. He sees an opening and doesn't hesitate.
Well, that opening right there, that's just because the defense failed to rotate.
With all the drama, Greg, that has followed Irving the past few seasons, he reached out to Kobe Bryant for some guidance.
And just like Irving and LeBron had to go their own ways, so did Kobe and Shaq. Very few players know what it's like to be in a situation like Irving, but Kobe's one of them. And Kobe gave Irving the confidence to not be afraid of standing out in his career decisions, and so far it's paid off handsomely.
And the first one drops.
And the handles Irving possesses, I mean, unreal. The great Isaiah Thomas, Hall of Famer Isaiah Thomas, told me Irving might have the best handles he's ever seen.
Both free throws good for Irving.
Well, for so long, so many were wondering what Kyrie was thinking when he left Cleveland. What is clear now, though, is that Irving doesn't think about it and has flourished on his own. It seems that he really did just need his own team to become the player he's become.
Shot clock at 3. Here's Grant. And he tries off the glass, but it's no good. For Boston, they've gone 2 of 3 here to start out the game. Irving with a clean look. Again, the miss by the Celtics. And for Irving, he has let more of his personality come out on and off the floor, Greg, now that he has his own team.
Yeah, it really does feel like we are watching a new chapter in Irving's development as a player. Still has the great shot and handles that make him so deadly with the ball. And just visually, while the leadership is also evolving, he just seems more in control of his game and even more lethal as a player.
The height, the footwork. No wonder Tatum's knocked down mid-range from there.
They need this one. Westbrook, no good.
The bucket just not well protected, but still he doesn't convert too often. That's been the story with him.
Thunder trailing by 8. They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've gone a long time without a bucket.
That's a miss, his second after 2 shots.
A very shaky start for them. After 4 attempts, they're still trying to find a target.
Smart misses.
The D doing everything they can to cut him off on his way to the hoop.
Grant. That ball's nice feed that time from George.
That has to be a relief. First bucket was a long time coming.
Well, you can see they were getting frustrated. Let's see if that jump starts to run.
A three-pointer is right on target.
Look, he makes the D pay. Irving, if you stay off of him, he likes to torch you with the pull-up.
Here's Westbrook, and oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot two.
Well, you think back to a time when people wondered if Westbrook was too aggressive playing with KD. They said Russ was taking too many shots. No questions anymore. Westbrook is the man in OKC.
And the Thunder making a change here. Patterson's checked in, and a new group in for the Celtics. Aaron Baines, he's checked in for Horford. Hayward comes in for Marcus Morris. Jaylen Brown's checked in for Tatum. And it's Rozier in for Marcus Smart. Here's Baines. He's averaging around 5.5 points a game. Hayward passes to Brown. Here's the three. That one doesn't go. And so Westbrook will bring it up for the Oklahoma City Thunder. Trailing here by 8. Count it. Good.
Tough effort right there on the glass. Those second chance points can pay off in a big way.
Irving kicks to Baines. Hayward from outside. The rebound by Steven Adams. And for Westbrook, winning the MVP and averaging a triple-double for an entire season. Greg, how much does he have left to prove?
Well, it's all about winning. We know Russ can take over a game. We know he can make his teammates better. How much better and how far they get in the playoffs, that's the real question.
And stolen by Hayward. And Hayward with the stuff.
Oh, what incredible precision. Brown cutting the D to pieces with his pass.
Westbrook scanning the floor. Here's Adams, and he drops it in from the low post.
I'm not sure who was supposed to be on him that possession. I mean, apparently neither did the defenders.
Irving with it. Westbrook picks him up. And here's Hayward. Looking at his point production, he averages almost 11 points a game. Just 5 on the clock. Here's Irving. And it's going to be a 24-second shot clock violation. They turn it over. And a new group getting ready for Oklahoma City. Noel's checked in for Adams. Diallo comes in for George. Alex Abrinas is checked in for Terrence Ferguson. And Dennis Schroeder subbed in for Russell Westbrook. Thunder trailing by 6. Schroeder outside. Pass to Abrinas. Schroeder against Irving. Clock at 6. Here's Diallo. That one a little long. Here's Brown. That's good, and it's Rozier with the assist.
And when Brown's at his most dangerous is when he recognizes the spacing on the court and finds the open spots in the D.
Here's Schroeder, and the last second attempt does not go in for him. And we reach the end of the first quarter. Celtics lead by 8. 2K Sports back in a moment here in Oklahoma City. The Celtics have shown their toughness and their determination. Kyrie Irving talks about what he sees in his own teammates.
What's going to separate us is how close we are. And when we're in the trenches together, I'm looking to my left and to my right and knowing that these guys have my back.
They certainly do.
And the Celtics have assembled some hard-nosed, unselfish players. Really no better group for Irving to surround himself with.
And for those of you just tuning in, the second quarter of action is where we're at right now. And what do you guys think about Boston here in this one?
I think they play great D and not giving up anything easy early on.
Yeah, closing down the lane, closing out on perimeter shooters. Interesting first quarter.
On the court right now for the Celtics. Brown and Hayward, the duo at forward. Rozier's out there with Irving, and it's Baines in at the center position. Here's Here's Schroeder. Hayward grabs the board.
That's a shot he's got to hit. You don't get many looks better from that range.
Irving for three. It's rebounded by Oklahoma City. They faced off right here last time they met, but the home club just couldn't pull out the win.
And their last time playing this club, foul trouble became a big problem for them. Their starters had to take an early stint on the bench.
Yeah, and they can't afford a repeat of that. They need a lot more minutes out of their core group tonight.
Okay, well, let's go down to David Aldridge for a report from the sideline.
Well, guys, Al Horford is a multiple all-star. And if you count his stats, you miss what he brings to the table. When you factor in his passing, his defense, his efficiency, he does all the things that help you win. Coach Brad Stevens said, Al Horford averaging 15 points a game for you is like other guys averaging 27. Kevin?
The definition of a pro. Terrific guy. Thank you, D.A.
Oh, that's a major league throwdown.
Keeps a tight grip on that rim, too, after the finish. So the Celtics called timeout. They're first. We've got so many young, exciting players in the NBA right now, Chris. When you think about the league's best player, the league MVP, in, say, 7 years, what names come to mind?
That's a great question. You have to think about guys like Greek Freak.
Or even 5 years. It doesn't have to be that long.
Yeah, but just the potential. I know what you're saying there, Kevin. I mean, Embiid, Ben Simmons, the Greek Freak.
Tatum.
Wow.
I know.
This is just so. You could just go to all the young teams and say these guys are next. I mean, all you got to do is look at the rookie, sophomore, and the phenom game and just close your eyes and pick any of those guys because you know that they're talented. Yeah, the Greek Freak, Anthony Davis, Embiid. I think those are all safe bets.
And Jeremy Grant, great genes for the game, Greg. Father was Harvey, uncle was Horace, both NBA players and stars. His brother Jarian also in the association.
Yeah, and Jeremy might be the best athletically of them all. I mean, 6'8" with that 7'3" wingspan, great bounce. If he can develop his skill to match, he'll have a long and prosperous NBA career.